Did January's have stuff wrong with it, Jenna?
Yeah.
I got a lot of highlights.
This is the stuff that I found. I don't understand why it did. I don't know why it did this. The doubling?
Yep.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, this one's a combo. And without my husband,
Tin cursive.
yeah. That's pretty bad.
Another tree died. Every month.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, she just wants it registered.
Okay. Well,
That's all I was told.
well,
This is the messenger.
I got you. I see what.
You're recording.
We going?
You're recording.
It's 5:45. Public hearing for Town of Tryon First Baptist Church, 122 North First Street, Tryon, Oklahoma, 74875. February 10th, 2026 at 5:45. Call to order. Roll call.
Then you're.
James here. Nathan here.
Richard here. Public hearing on changing date of town and utility regular monthly board meetings. Anybody here want to say anything about changing the meeting date?
I would like to. So we do have 3 meetings up at county on the same evening. The GOP, the OK2A, and our wind turbine. They're all consecutive back-to-back, starts at 6:30. I just think that's something that you guys should know about. And do you guys still do your meetings on the second Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll do them on Mondays.
Okay. Let's start that.
Well, I know we're trying to get back in compliance with the ordinance.
So, We found out that you guys did do it right in the first place. We found record of when that was submitted and signed, all that to change that, correct? And so we are in compliance with the ordinance. So to move it to the second Tuesday, then we would need to go through the process of updating the ordinance to do it once the public hearing and whatnot. So, and then also just for the record, this was something that was brought to us by our town clerks asking for an extra day or two to be able to put together reports after the first of the year, or first of the month.
Well, when I visited with John, he did say to bring it up with you guys, possibly like on a Thursday. So, I know he's not here right now, but.
Anything else? What's the board feel?
Well, the way I look at it is, if we change it to the second Tuesday, or whenever we change it to, the reason we're doing this is so that the town workers can get their monthly stuff done and have it ready for today. So far, that's not been working out very well. So my deal is, if we decide to change this, we're gonna expect the stuff to be done. You know, like, you're the reason why we're changing this stuff, is so you
Well,
get your
especially
record.
both of ours,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
completely down.
Yeah, I mean, that's my only concern.
And we're
I
down
just
to
don't
one
wanna-
employee for almost 3 months. It's nobody
Yeah,
else for one
I just
person.
don't want to go down to the next meeting and be like, well, we didn't get stuff done.
Right. And I don't think anybody's questioning
No.
the struggles that you
No,
guys have
no,
had with
I'm
John
not
being out in his
questioning that,
health.
so.
But yeah, I agree, you know, especially if we're gonna move it to give you guys the time to do it, then it really needs to show that it's being done.
That's my opinion.
I agree with you.
The only issue I'd have with it is, if it's not on Tuesday or Wednesday, I can never guarantee I'll be here. Because with the job that I do, my schedule, I don't know if I'm getting off at 3 or 6 or at all. So,
Same way here.
That's me too. Tuesdays probably work better than any other day for me, so, because of my work, so.
Could y'all think about doing it, sorry.
But it actually couldn't be changed immediately, right, without going through and changing the ordinance and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
change the
It would be a process before you could actually change it.
Yes.
Correct.
Could it be changed to the third Tuesday? Just because we have people that are involved at county, so it's either this meeting or that meeting.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say anything because I know what's gonna happen with it, but I would really like to see the monthly reports as close to the end of the month as possible. I guess if the more we pull it out, the more there's 2 to 3 to 4 weeks of time between the end of the fiscal month and actually being able to approve the reports and approve the minutes and things like that. So that would be my concern with taking it out any farther than the second week. But that's just my 2 cents.
I know when I first started on the board, it was the second Tuesday of the month. They just changed it because the attorney had conflicts.
what conflicts would we run into moving to that Wednesday?
Church. Isn't Wednesday?
Isn't
used-
our
Eventually,
court-
we're not gonna be.
Well,
I
on
think
that,
court is the
but-
third Thursday.
What is it?
Court is the third Thursday, so the week of court is ridiculous.
Right. Right.
Like I said, with me, be getting here.
So you do, we do that's what I, yeah.
Oh, really? Did you hear she's left? Ridiculous.
Right now, my day is off for Monday and Tuesday, when I get a day off.
And I'd be in the same position on Monday, and then I've got other commitments on the second and fourth Mondays.
Anything else? So what's 7 minutes before the next meeting starts?
Yeah, fine. I can type away for 9 minutes, I'm good.
We have no adjourn.
So John, what do you wasn't here, what's your opinion on this meeting thing?
it because it gives me more time to get the financial done. 'Cause if I can't do my financials until I get the last bank statement. And if that last bank statement's on the 31st, a day to get everything done. So there's some days it's longer, sometimes it's longer, but for the most part it's been really short, and that's why I've had to come in on the weekends to get financials done. So.
Like I was telling Brittney, the only issue I'm gonna have is if we change it to the second Tuesday and stuff still ain't getting done or completed, you know, hopefully with this
Right.
extra better
Yeah.
for the stuff here.
Well,
Then
so
that's
if
the
it's,
issues I have.
yeah, if it's 1 month, it'll get, I mean, there's no problem, you know.
We understand right now
Yeah.
that you're trying to
Yeah,
catch
oh,
up
yeah.
every month.
Yeah.
But before your health issue, there's been times when we've come here and things still weren't ready, and I think that's the concern that we want to try to get away from.
And we worked on that today. We made sure we can set my financials because I couldn't discuss that later. But yeah, try to get everything prepared ahead of time today for this.
Anybody else?
I was saying, I told John, I did tell them that him and I talked, and he was the one that kind of said to just come and give my opinions, and so.
Let's wait before we adjourn to make sure everyone walks in before second walks. Say anything.
Like that?
Heard a honk.
Hello. You guys mind if I sit here?
Nope, go for it.
Alright.
Are we ready for that though?
You can sit back there?
If you, I was gonna say, Corey, if you want to scoot your chair over there, you can.
I'll go back here in the back, hang out with the cool guys. I think we met last time.
Oh,
Been a while.
yeah,
I'm a writer, Richard.
that's right.
Yep.
Took me a minute.
I can put all sorts of pros in this meeting, you know. Just a flickering of the fluorescence.
Is there Shakespeare going on?
So.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Getting close to come.
Yeah, he was calling about, something before he was a minute ago.
This is another side note on that. When we did do it on the second Tuesday, we never had any problems getting anything in.
That's fine. I think it's just fair to put that expectation out.
Sure.
Make sure there's no confusion on any side.
Motion to adjourn.
James, second.
Jenny, yes.
Richard, yes. Town Tryon Board of Trustees special meeting February 10th, 2026, 6 p.m. First Baptist Church, 122 North First Street, Tryon, Oklahoma. Then we'll call to order. Roll call.
James. James here.
Jenny here.
Nathan,
Richard here. Number 3, consideration action on the consent agenda, approval of minutes of.
Richard, real quick, if I can. Before the meeting, I was handed this, and I was asked to read it into the meeting, so I'll do that right now. To most of the residents of Tryon, I would like to thank you for all your votes and support over the last 15 years. I greatly appreciate it. We all have made mistakes in our lives, and I know there is nobody perfect but one, and that is God. But I just cannot stay on the board any longer due to the stress and lies of some. I have lived in this small town for over 50 years, and up until the last 2.5 years, the residents of Tryon were polite and respectful. With that being said, our little town has been torn apart by some that don't have a clue. I wish the town the best moving forward, and I pray the citizens of Tryon continue to show love and respect to others. I request that this letter be read out loud at the meeting tonight. This resignation is effective immediately. Thank you, Sandy. Moon year, February 10th, 2026 is the date. Well, there you go. So that letter, I guess, speaks for itself. I will say this, per the way things work, that's a tendered resignation. Obviously, she's continued to stand by it. The board has to, it's not on the agenda, so the board will have to take action to accept that at some point. And then once that's accepted, somebody has to be appointed or fill the position for the next election or whatever. That's just the legal part of that. But so there's that business, just so you know.
Anything else?
No, that, like I said, that was just given to me, so I went through that. So.
Okay, 3.1, approval of minutes of January 13th, special meeting.
Oh, no.
I don't think we need to confirm it.
If there's no objections, then I move that we accept the minutes from the special meeting on January 13th.
we'll second.
I abstain.
Yes.
He slept since then.
Probably hasn't slept since then.
Maybe a minute.
It should be in the minutes if you're
Yeah.
I didn't want to point out.
I was probably sleeping there and there.
He was asleep then, that's what it was.
Okay. 3.2, approval of monthly department head reports, police, fire, library, and grant.
The only grant update that we have is that, because of the piece set, not getting us the funds in enough time. They've gave us an extension until March 30th to get the report back. And that's right here. Stating that.
Have we spent that money yet?
Some of it, yes.
Do we have a list or anything of what all we've spent?
We don't have a list, I just have the paperwork together, but I mean, that's part of the report I need to pull together.
Okay. What plans do you have for the rest of it? Or I guess, is there anything?
We can use it for the building over there, like the kitchen stuff. We can use it to buy like the kitchen countertops. And there's a couple of programs that we're gonna look for the library, like nutrition books for little kids. Put that in with the library. Of course, that'll be presented to the board for approval once we get it all done.
Fire department had 6 calls, 7 calls.
7.
You guys are busy.
Busy.
And it's gonna get busy.
Yeah.
How much of that was because of the weather?
0.
Okay.
Manage the fires, grass fires.
Yeah. Car fire.
Library, want to tell us what's going on?
We are getting ready to redo our senior commodity box stuff. It's been 2 years since we've been handing out commodity boxes to our seniors on our list, and we have to redo all of their applications. So we're taking more for the wait list.
We'll make sure we post that
Yep.
on the page.
Do you struggle with some of that with like any like the Medicaid or any of that Medicare, any of that kind of stuff with those food boxes applied?
So we don't actually have to mess with that kind of stuff. It's just checking driver's license, make sure they're over 60. Income is self-reported, so whatever they tell me is what I go by, and they go onto the wait list, and then if we have extra boxes, they will hand out.
Okay.
Anything else?
So did you, I've heard that you swap out the books every month.
That was the intention,
Okay.
when we had 2 librarians, because it's a struggle to get up there. I still try to switch out books occasionally, but mostly it's been the new stuff that we've been ordering. Because we've had a couple requests from a couple of patrons, but as of recently, there hasn't been anything coming out of storage either.
Gotcha.
Anything else? You guys want to do with this?
I move that we accept the monthly department reports for the fire department, the police department, and the library.
I'll second it.
James, yes.
Nathan, yes.
3.3 approval monthly financial reports.
Oh, here we go.
Always like that little laugh.
Yeah, you're gonna love all the highlighter. So I don't know what's going on here. Throughout a lot of December and a couple spots in January, it looks like there was a charge and then it was immediately put back in.
I have no idea what happened there. Like,
Okay.
this is the month when we started, like, I just connected our QuickBooks to our bank account, so I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
But I see a bunch of stuff that's, like up at the top where it's the transfer for the 677. That was transferred, that was transferred out of the building fund over to the general fund to pay for the meter, hookup, material, labor, all that stuff for the new buildings.
Yeah, but it's
There's a lot
showing
of
that it
things.
came out of the general
Yeah.
fund too instead of.
Yeah,
the-
I'm not for sure what that is. Like I said, we just hooked the QuickBooks up to our bank account, and that's what's throwing us. It took us 2 hours just to do one account the other day because our internet.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly what he did, because it's just, on the first page there's quite a bit, if you go down there,
the ambulatory purchases down there, it
Mhm.
doubled those as well. And
Yep.
then Two-Side Grant did the same thing.
Well, and it looks like that got off a line too, because you
Yeah.
have the Amazon debit card
Yeah.
about halfway down, and then you have the Oklahoma Tax Commission, but in there, it's, the next line after that is T-Set, and then it says the deposit from vendor payments.
Yeah, I'm not
So
sure
it looks
what
like
it
somehow
is.
that got off a little bit. So there is that question I have. The other question, another question I have is the bottom of the general ledger. It looks like there was money taken out to Asher for 22.5.
Yes.
And then it looks like it was taken out of the wrong account, so it was put back, so there was put back in, so it could be taken out of the right one.
Yeah,
That
the
last
check,
line?
yeah, the check was deposited into the utility account, because that's how the grant people, when me and Jimmy went to sign for it,
Mhm.
Hampton, they wrote it to the utility department, so we had to, deposit into the utility account, and then we transferred it from the utility account.
Yep, but if you look though, there's two, they're both positive amounts. So it looks like we deposited a check for 22.5 for the building, and then we deposited a check from the PWA for 22.5 also. So I didn't know if that top one should be negative.
Let's see.
So you have the very bottom line where it came out of the PWA, and then about halfway up, you see one that goes straight to Asher Construction.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what happened to this.
Okay.
That's, the double, the ones that are manually put in there are the ones that doesn't have a problem on there. So I don't know what, in the process of switching it over, connecting accounts, I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
But I did mark this to correct them.
Right, and so it looks like there is a possible duplicate charge to, on page 10 of 11, when it breaks down the checks there for Johnson Plumbing for the sewer behind the parsonage backup. I'm showing that check twice,
Yeah, that,
both for $70, and
yeah,
then
that
closing out
one,
the balance.
that bill is $140, but we split it.
Okay.
Me and John, so that's, why that one is doubled. Because
Okay.
when we put it in the system.
So then,
It's
should
separated.
they both be listed in the town's general ledger then, or should one of them be listed?
Well, when I put it in there, cause I paid for it with my check.
Okay.
So it would be in the general ledger, and then that's a bill that I would put on the reimbursement for John to pay me back.
Okay,
I
because
just
again,
didn't-
I'm showing both of those as positive, so I don't know which one is supposed to be the reimbursement and which one's not.
Well, none of those are reimbursements, that should have been like a payment, but that's another double.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
double three checks.
The biggest one I had, and this one is actually a little bit, bothers me a little bit, is on the profit and loss statement, the very last page of it, which would be page 2 of 2 of the profit and loss for December 1st to 31st. We have an uncategorized expense of $26,790. So 22.5 of that was actually listed in the ledger as an unauthorized expense for the building. 3,000 of that is listed as an unauthorized expense for the police. That only comes to 25.5, so there's $1,290 that's not listed here in the ledger as an unauthorized expense.
You said 1290.
Because we take the because it's 22.5 to Asher and it's 33,000 to the police, so that's a pretty easy amount for 25.5, and you should see it shows 26.790.
Yeah, I see that now,
So
yeah.
so when we figure out whatever's going on with QuickBooks with the doubling of it, we need to figure out where that.
And like I said, Keely told us yesterday that she actually works for QuickBooks, so I plan on getting one of that she's defaulting back on there.
Okay.
I'll have her show us what happened.
Great.
Yeah, cause I'm not sure what happened after we.
And that's what my Jones is QuickBooks, I think we need to get it cleaned up before we actually use the pulling over of the bank. Cause I think there's something messing up on mine too, so.
Yeah. I think it'd probably be best to do it at the same time, that we don't have to clean it up and then bring in the bank data and then have to go through and clean it up again.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we have someone who works for QuickBooks that can help us, is willing to help us, great. And then in January, it's just kind of more of the same, duplicate entries.
Yeah, I'm can't even tell you how or why that happened.
I did have a question though, on we got all those deposits for the fire,
Yeah.
but don't they have their own account now?
No, those are the fire membership dues, they go into the general account.
And so that money doesn't go to the fire
No,
department?
no.
Okay. How come?
That's just how we do it.
Just how we've always done it?
That's how we're pay our bills.
Everything's paid out of.
Oh, I see.
You know, QuickBooks does have a hotline that you can call and they'll walk you through all that stuff for free.
Yeah, just getting online with them, 'cause I went there the other day when they was online and they was there for me.
Yeah, but you can call them and they'll walk you through it and they'll screen share everything. I use them and they do it all the time.
They put them on hold, cause I was there for at least 30 minutes and they was still on hold from QuickBooks. And it was crazy, I was like, that's crazy.
And they won't let me talk to them now.
Why?
Because I'm not authorized, but they did let me talk to them, but now that they see, because I used to be authorized, but now I'm not authorized, so.
And I even give them authorization to talk to them and still,
They won't.
so and we didn't have time to like keep calling back or waiting, so that's on the to-do list to call.
That sounds like something I have some experience doing that I can help with.
Good.
So, okay, so then who, did they say who does have authorization to talk to them?
Brittney.
There's no old.
They had me and Kim, and that's what we were trying to do, is to get Kim off
Okay, so
and John on. But then we had to update, like the phone numbers and email addresses, and they're attached to Kim. We're talking to Kim and she was giving us information, and it was still like pulling teeth to try to get it.
And you
Then
copy
clear
my
it all to
driver's
get him on
license,
there.
which.
It was like an hour and a half while we can't be doing this.
Yeah.
So get off and go about our business. Have an attitude too.
Just, I have some experience talking on the phone, so.
What are we gonna do with the financial report?
I move that we table the financial report.
Yeah, I'd
Figure
rather,
out.
I'd rather table it until we figure that out.
I mean, I have so many questions, there's no way we could accept this, in my opinion.
I'll second the motion.
James, yes?
Are you free tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no, Thursday, yes,
Okay.
and Friday, I believe.
Okay.
3.4, approval of monthly claims, December and January.
Again, I move to
Yeah.
table
Same thing.
these till
We're not gonna
next
do-
month until.
Yeah.
Or the next meeting, whenever.
I'll second the motion.
James, yes?
Nathan, yes.
Number 4, consideration items removed from the consent agenda. Nothing. Number 5, public appearances, petitions, demonstrative communications, and personal appearances. People signed up for the meeting.
Utility ones.
So right top, Kelly Ward. What do you need, Kelly?
Well, I'm not sure exactly if mine, falls under, the town or the utility.
Okay.
What I need to,
Probably under utility then. You know, I guess.
I think probably both, but, because it's kind of addressing the town, so,
Change the utility side of it, it has to be under utility.
yeah, so.
Town has to be under town.
okay, so I can tell you what it is and then you can tell me which one to go to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have, what couple of things really. One of it, I know is probably utility. I came in and asked about a project, was told that, you guys had already awarded it. And so would that be on the utility side, or would that be on the town side?
Yes. That one would be on the utility side.
Okay. Well, I guess probably both of mine will then be on the utility side.
Mike's price?
This probably will be too.
I was just signing in. I don't want to talk. I just signed in. Yeah, I was just signing in.
Okay.
But so do you want to talk? Do you want to talk whenever
You have to talk,
they're?
you signed up, that's.
Well, so are you wanting to try and talk when they're talking about the situation? You might ask them if you'll have a right to talk during that on the agenda. Because technically,
But really,
yeah.
Yeah, it's pertaining to Howard Sewer. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it.
you should be able to talk.
Okay, that's just.
Yeah, during that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, these.
Christian?
Yeah, I'm with him.
You with him? Okay.
I ain't trying to talk. I'm with him. It's a mistake. My bad. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't need to talk.
In our meetings, we sign in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Heather?
So, yeah, I mean, I think mine probably would pertain more to town side, but also after they speak in utility, just about some of the stuff that's gone on as far as my, public requests, my FOIA. I did receive my payments back, so I appreciate that. Y'all kept telling me that it was going to be ready, and we've got 10 months with the new board.
I have, so you know too, I've given answers from my input tonight to Brittney, so she has that. So she'll put together a response to you.
So the last that I talked with her earlier this week, or last week, apologize, was she said I was to contact you and to pass the information. I asked her to give my information to you.
I thought I'd heard that she gave mine to you, but anyhow. But I've given her this evening, she's got the letter from me, which is attorney-client, but I told her to then direct something to you, so that should get resolved ASAP. Okay.
Okay. I think that's all.
And it was my fault, you did get your money back though, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Stefan, when did you give that to Brittney?
This is just I'm old school, I brought it to her company first, so that's,
I'll forgive you.
middle school.
Honey Express.
So then, do you have what you need to draft that?
I haven't looked through his notes yet.
Because I would
It's like
really
2
like to
pages.
see if we could get something to her by the end of next week, so.
I'll just have to read through that and see what.
I've told you the address and everything, so she should have it. I mean, it, subject to whatever she has, she'll have it.
Now, I know we've got things going on, and I know it's hard to make promises, but is that something we can honestly try to get a response to her by the end of next week?
Yeah, I'll look over it tomorrow when I get back in the office, look over it tomorrow, and then I'll send out like to your boards like what the plan is.
Okay.
Moving on. Item 6, proposal of Board of Trustees, Town of Tryon, entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing employment, hiring, appointment, promotions, demotions, disciplining, or resignation of any individual salaried public official or employee. Brittney Poteet, vacation pay, and town representation.
Can I ask who that is?
I need your answer.
Can I ask who the town representation is? What's that?
It's not a person, it's a conversation, like the board wants to talk about something. Oh, no,
Aren't you supposed to put in what it is you talk about on an agenda? Not just leave something like a topic undescribed?
I think we'll.
After the meeting, we'll explain what happened.
Well,
What, y'all understand what I'm saying, all right? Stefan, whenever there's something on the agenda.
Well, I understand. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, town representation is broad, but at least it discloses the general gist of what's going to be talked about. I don't know.
Yeah.
So once to come out, I guess there'll be announcements made about what was discussed, so that way you'll know from that point. I think it suffices for this, we'll see, I don't, so.
That's all I needed to know.
I move that we, go into executive. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna be on it for a little bit, sorry. I know. I really think they should have right. I'm just the mouthpiece, really.
You know, I mean, it's, I take her at her word or whatever, if it's you, I don't know, but it's not signed, it's just tied, so, but that way it's there for the record.
Okay, yeah.
Just for the record, y'all, I am videoing in here.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah. I was running out.
and you have a description.
But anyway,
But we're gonna talk. I'll get this one.
I
Yes.
guess we're gonna have somebody come tomorrow.
Yeah, so, tomorrow.
So, as soon as that
Supposed to,
happens.
I mean,
Right.
he got here in his truck, though.
Hey, do
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
want
that's
to
what-
switch over stuff right quick? I got
That's-
the
As soon as that happens.
carpet cleaner,
happens,
some
I'll
meat,
come.
and then I have some
I'll
Valentine's.
text you. I called you this morning.
Miss Becky for y'all.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking to call you.
Yeah, we were completely covered up, so I was trying to talk and listen to him.
Yeah, y'all got some
And,
candy.
Yeah.
it was up for real. So, yeah, but.
But,
it's
yeah,
part
this way
of-
you can explain exactly what you
Yeah,
can do.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Did you see I got it all, if you look through it?
Yeah, I seen that, and like I said, it mainly, and.
We'll get the water out of there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, cause I looked at it and it's pretty full. I mean.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, it's gotta be about a quarter of the way, like, I've gotta be no more than half full for
Yeah.
me to really see what's going on in the camera. So.
Well, I mean, I know they wanna get it done.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing is the pipe's cracked,
Right, which that'll tell me everything I need,
Yeah.
that'll tell me if I can or can't. do
Yeah.
it. So, really, that's what it rides on.
Do you think you have enough room to store stuff in, or you haven't looked over?
I haven't
probably?
looked over there, I haven't looked over there yet, but,
Well, okay, they did their job. I told them, which was probably a little too much, I said 100 feet from every side.
Right.
And they went across the street and
Oh, wow.
marked everything, so everything,
okay.
there's not that much, there's hardly anything on the side that goes to the road, so there's nothing like hardly there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and then I haven't sent it to you, but I will, I'll do it first thing in the morning. So we had it cameraed and it has exactly where the root ball is.
Okay.
So it has the measurements, so
Okay.
I'll email that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, as soon as they get pumped out, I'll be able to run mine and see,
Yeah.
And, well, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
recipes,
So I've been doing
stuff
it
that, I'm sure.
We're just trying to stay afloat and the whole department is on here. We have an operator here right now. Y'all are here. That's about how we do if you have to do the work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have.
Sometimes you have a heart attack, but.
And stroke.
Oh, yeah, I almost died or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, he's played that card a couple times.
yeah. I just told him to take my heart out. I don't need it.
Yeah, we started back from the news.
Well, hopefully we get the,
Caleb.
we're excited about getting the building done and
Yeah.
finished and all the good stuff.
I saw you got the water line in.
Yeah. I can start over in a couple, have summer stuff to get it started on something over there. And then the weather wouldn't get.
And the culvert's done.
Yeah, yeah. There's a load of gravel out there, we have to order more road gravel, and we got straightened up on the driveway. And we have to do, a little bit of that. We told you.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm gonna ask you about the, and I'm gonna address it in there as well, this is kind of like a, afterthought. We're wanting those, like Boston, I don't know what they're called, like bulletin boards that go outside the building, so it's like a stuff like that.
Yep.
We want one for the town site and the utility side, or not the utility, the library side.
Yep.
Is that something that we purchase that, that your guys can, you guys can put them on, is that
Yeah.
extra cost? Okay.
No. As long as it's nothing extravagant, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
no, yeah, it's just like the three table.
I know, he's not.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure if
I
they're
mean,
still
his
going to
face
do
may
like
like-
Amazon boxing.
Okay.
He's gonna be like his
A little bit of the
concert.
details, we just, the board has to figure out what they want to do, or whatever.
These are currently.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Yeah,
He's
cause
on.
that'll have to have a whole nother circuit
I
ring
guess
for
he's
it,
a
so
handful.
that is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
The little board deal, I'm not too worried about it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's Jake's dog, yeah, that's him, look how big he's got.
He's gonna be a cute dog.
Yeah.
Making County?
Yeah. Kevin.
Be nice, but I don't think in a
That
church.
means that you shouldn't have done that.
No, they drink wine. Yeah.
So I think they'll have you on 10.3.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
Yep, I pulled it up on Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you though.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why they're gonna go for that.
She came up to this, and she's like, yeah, I wanna reach out to, like, when she comes to the church, she was swing by. She's like, because I was struggling to.
You don't change a few words and that's what I'm trying Why should they take it?
Can't believe you're right here.
Who's supposed to? No. Oh, different one.
I only need one. Brittney, I only need one.
She's like, call me. I thought she was texting me at work. I ran to that Walmart, I was like, I expect her to put in for it, so I see my husband first. He was one of the officers at the store. And then I ran to you first, it was so awkward. I went to wave at him, and I was like, are you gonna remember? I ran to the front, I was like this.
She's not here. They're in there talking.
Which may be all the
I hope I never see one pull out in front of me.
You're gonna hit me in the back.
I need to get on my camera and see if you can see who's in the passenger seat.
Right? Ain't gonna do nothing.
I ain't got nothing to do today. Enough time in the day.
Her name's Bob. The dog.
Just on the phone, go through it.
What do you want me to do with it? You want to read it? Just when do we do that? Well, she's doing that for a reason. Don't let it happen again. I thought you were bringing the chair. She was texting.
Yeah. I told her I couldn't today. I had too much stuff to do in the office before the meeting. And I was in town yesterday and I gotta go tomorrow.
Well, she just asked me, I was like, yeah, and she didn't text me back, so.
No, I just. Is it afterwards?
Oh, I know. Always, yeah. I know. I'll let it stress you.
No, yeah. No, I got early morning tomorrow and I'm like, I can't get time.
Right.
Okay, folks.
Oh, dear.
motion to enter a regular meeting from executive session.
Nathan second.
Jenny, yes.
Richard, yes. Consideration, discussion, action on matters discussed in executive session.
I make a motion that we, first one was Brittney Poteet, vacation time pay. I think we agreed on 40 hours of vacation.
Yep. Just due to the personnel struggles within town hall, there hasn't been an opportunity to take vacations, and so in order to keep from losing more time.
40 hours paid.
I second that motion.
Nathan.
Richard, yes. Town representation.
This is my godfather's annex. Right. So it was discussed within the executive session. First of all, I think, as I can speak for all the board members, that we are always very appreciative whenever residents try to help us. However, we just do need to be sure to ask that we don't have people putting in newspaper ads on our behalf. We don't have residents contacting other towns, allowing the insinuation that they're from the town of Tryon, and be sure that they imply that immediately identify that they're not on the board, they're not an employee, that they're a resident. Just to make sure that for liability issues and things like that, again, we appreciate the help, we appreciate the action, but it's something that we need to make sure that we're not trying to represent the town without it. I'm going to go higher on the table now.
No action on that. Just
no action.
Okay. Number 9, ordinance. Consideration, discussion, action on changing the meeting dates of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Tryon and Tryon Utility Authority.
That was just something I don't know if you guys have, we just see what needs to be changed, and we're gonna set it for the next meeting.
Stefan, is this something that we need to have a vote on, for a resident to vote on to change the time?
If you have to change the ordinance, yes. You would have to be.
And that will be an ordinance.
Yeah.
So then, I move that we put up for public election to move the dates of the monthly scheduled board meetings to the second Tuesday of the month.
I'll second motion.
When you want this done?
Well, we can't really have a special election until June, so it's going to be a few months before this happens. But
In the meantime, when do we have our meetings?
I mean, in my opinion, the ordinance, Brittney went and found that we changed the ordinance to show the first Tuesday of the month. So
It has to stay that first Tuesday until we change the ordinance.
until we change it.
Unless until, yeah.
James, yes.
Nathan,
Number 10, miscellaneous. Consideration, discussion, action on Department of Labor training.
Okay, this is just, I started pulling together, I'll read 2 copies of these. The top copy is for, I just pulled one that's off the list of the Department of Labor that they said that we need, and that's just the log out and tag out. Training procedures, that's one that I pulled together. I haven't been able to approve the whole thing and make sure I'm not missing anything and double checking it. And there's a step, it's for hazard communication training. I need somebody on the board to take over gathering that information to get training for that. It has the OSHA statutes on there so you know where to locate it and what is required. If you can take time to look it up and pull some training together. I'm not going to be able to do the whole list by myself. content.
stuff you do online, it's online
Yeah,
training,
some of it, yeah.
so. Cause we have to do it before I work every day.
Yeah, that's some of it's on.
Are you asking us to approve this?
No, that's,
Can
to
we-
look over, yeah, you can look over it, but just as a reminder, and I'll also send the other list out tomorrow, that we've got to get these trainings done.
Okay. Cause this is to create the SOP on it, right?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Right.
Because we have to have them approved before I can send them to, the Department of Labor.
I have an old calculation of
Okay.
Oh, so you're volunteering this?
Cool. I got enough stuff. I can barely remember what I'm doing yesterday.
I don't mind helping, but right now with helping with getting meter readings put in and payments and helping with the
It will
phones
cover a
and
lot
the
of
websites
Okay.
and all that stuff I'm working on.
It's
I don't
30
know.
years old, but it's there.
I don't know if I have the bandwidth to help at the moment.
How long course is it? How long?
Oh, those, it's just online videos.
Yeah, something's not very long, we just have
Most
to
of
write
them
up our
like-
own.
Most of the videos are like an hour,
I don't know how much that's
30 minutes long. It just depends
I'll
on what
think
you
about it. I just get done with 40 hours worth of work.
So it's just
So
deciding what we need to do, like putting
We
this
have to
together.
figure out what SOPs and get our policy and procedures and all that set in place so that it's in our, handbook for the employees. It should have been done a long time ago.
So then what are you needing from one of us exactly?
I need help getting it pulled together.
Like a list of training or?
Well, I've got a list of trainings, but
Okay.
each training needs to be set up with like training material. That is, and then a policy needs to be set in place. So when they need to be done, what department needs to do them.
Yeah, let me look at that book tomorrow and I'll see what I can do to help you.
Okay.
Like I said, it'll be 30 years old, so it'll probably be pretty much computer up with what the rest of you world does.
You know, the internet is on your fingers.
Well, given that it's a Cal OSHA book, and usually they're 10 times more strict, 30 years ago in California is probably normal for us now.
Or next year.
But this is true.
Most of the OSHA stuff is basically lifting, how to lift stuff, how not, if you
Yeah,
have a
most
mental
of it-
spill, what to do, what you have to do with.
Most of it's not gonna be that
So.
far
that's-
off.
Yeah, some would be hard, it's just time consuming and
Yeah.
I just can't do all of them by myself by the time the deadline
When is the deadline?
in a month and a half.
Actually,
So that would be April 1st.
About that.
might be who's called one of the other districts and see if they have.
I've been talking to ORWA, Travis has, got some stuff, like, the water plan that we've been talking about, he's been trying to pull some stuff together as well. It's just his schedule is busy too, and he just hasn't been completed. But I don't want to just sit around and wait for him or whatever.
Well, and
Work on other
some,
things as well.
somebody may already have a book put together that we just.
Adopt it or whatever.
Yeah, email and adopt.
Carney or Perkins or Baker or somebody.
Wilson's not that far.
Wellston. I mean, maybe our friends in Davenport work could help us out.
Yeah. Somebody may already be ahead of us.
So, but no. Okay.
10.2, consideration, discussion, action on the audit update.
I did put an audit update in your binders, but I did get a phone call from, Casey about 4:15 to 4:30. He said that he will be done with all 3 audits by the end of this month. It took him a while to get the first one set up and everything inputted and entered and all that stuff. He called for some clarification earlier and, on the utility side, some job positions or whatever. They said the second one, he's almost completely done with it. So,
That's the 3 that are still of value.
yeah, the 23, 24.
And then they'll be rolling into the ones that are.
Yeah.
So is he done with 2023?
Yes, he's on 23, he's on 24.
Is there a way we could get like a preliminary finding sheet so we can get started on stuff?
I can ask him, yeah.
I don't, some of them do, some of them don't, so. Cause I'm sure there's gonna be a horde of findings from not having this done for 5 years.
So that'll put us right on time.
And we're just ready for your preliminary report.
Cool. Yep, for 2023.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. 10.3, consideration, discussion, action on building update and decking quote. Corey Asher.
You guys ready for me now?
How's it going?
Good.
How's our building going?
It's collecting dust.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Okay, what is our plan with that? Like, what's the next step?
I've kind of been waiting on you guys for funding. I mean, I'm ready to go as soon as you guys get the grant funding.
I thought we just released.
Repayment, the 22.5 that we paid him is for a previous invoice that he's been waiting on.
Okay.
The REAP grant has been, awarded. Let me find the, I don't know if I got that email with me. Courtney did, contact me and said that they were supposed to award the 100,000, but they're only awarding 90,000. I don't know if I forwarded that to you or not, but, they're in the process of getting checked out and get them sent out, so that's what we're waiting on right now. And then I also asked her, when I talked to her about that, if we can go ahead and get a jump start on doing the loan paperwork, that is needed for the remaining balance. I just haven't got that from, notification back from Courtney, because she's doing the refund disbursements and stuff, but I'm gonna try to get a head start on getting that paperwork done, so when he does get the next disbursement and gets to work in that, it's not held up again because of the loan paperwork.
Did she give you any kind of indication as to when she's gonna try to have them out by?
I talked to her, I think on Friday, and she said that she's the only one that does that portion of it, so she's getting it to them as fast as she sends it in a specified date. I can touch base back with her and see if she knows now, since she's had a couple days, how long it takes and when she'll have it, but.
And just that way too, he also has an
Yeah.
idea too,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, sure.
Usually when I get an update, I'll send it out to them.
Brittney's been good about keeping me posted, for sure. So, the loan is that for sure gonna happen, or is it
Yes.
kinda up in the air?
Yes,
Okay.
it's absolutely gonna happen.
Okay.
Through co-ed. Mhm.
So, that building can be finished in 90 days-ish. My concern is we're waiting on something that's kind of out of everyone's control, the funding, right? I can get started tomorrow. I would feel more comfortable if we had something from the REAP people. Just a general, a more direct idea of when they think that next round of funding will come. You and I have been discussing kind of next steps, like what would be included. So, do you think they'll fund that next round and then the loan will be shortly after that, or will it all come
That's what
together?
I'm trying to go for. I'm trying to get ahead on the paperwork to get
Okay.
that started and filled out and turned in.
Yep.
So that already gets approved, because they said that won't take very long to approve that, because it's already in the works.
Okay.
It's just getting the paperwork filled out and turned into them.
Okay, so would it be possible to get a definitive answer from them in terms of when they're gonna fund that 90,000?
I can get with her tomorrow and
Okay,
try to
okay.
give
I
her
just,
that.
I don't wanna be, we've got some big expenses coming up, and I don't wanna be stuck waiting, you know,
like we
7
did this
months or
one.
something,
Yeah.
so,
That's understandable.
right.
If you were to get something from the REAP grant people, say, you know, we should probably have you guys in 2 weeks or something, is that enough of an assurance for you to get started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I can have the guys ramped up, and, I mean, it just depends on where they're at in their schedules. I mean, within 1 to 2 weeks, get them started again. And like I said, it's gonna move fast. So, I mean, ideally, it would be, in a perfect world, which we don't end up for the loan, that way we can just keep rolling and we don't lose momentum.
Well, get with her about the loan also, when we talk to her, that way if we can start that process now,
Yeah.
that way, like I said, there's not a wait, you just.
Yeah, that's what I thought I printed out her email, but I didn't. But that's what I had asked her to try to stay on top of what's going on, what he's doing for it.
We need to get this building done.
Yeah. So I know we need to get COTC in there to be able to get network drops and things. Have you guys had a chance to go in there and decide like where you want your desks and things so we know where to ask them to put that stuff? Is that building unlocked?
Yeah, there's a, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a, yeah.
Okay.
We need to go over anything with the upper area.
The deck?
Yeah, the decking, I think that's on the agenda as well, is to talk about the decking, because that's what he's also waiting to figure out if you guys are wanting to do the decking, because it's $4,000.
Well, we got him.
Yeah.
Okay.
The decking's 4,000, you said?
Correct. Well, that's not just the decking, that's going up to that wall that runs through the middle, that's going all the way up and the decking. Yep.
Close off that way. Heat and air, yeah, well, storage and heat and air.
Yep.
I think it's gonna kill us on heat and air.
So is that gonna be any kind of a problem, the $4,000 added to that, if you just said the REAP grants, instead of $100,000, they're gonna give us 90?
Well, we have a building fund, and our building fund has $15,000 in it.
Okay.
And that's what the building fund is for, is to fund those things that come up like that.
So currently, we have enough in that fund to cover that 10,000 shortfall and to add the deck.
Well, not
In
the
theory.
10,000 shortfall, because that will go, if we have to, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we have to, yes, yeah. But the decking, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'd like to get that done.
Yes.
The decking, all
Yes.
that.
And I also had, it was
I think
kind
we all
of
want to get it
a last
No, I
minute
mean,
thought the
that
other
sounds like
day.
a get her done.
Where
Yeah, sure.
was planned on doing like the little, like agenda boxes, it's in the back of your packets, that goes on the outside of the building. I got a couple of different quotes on there, there's like the rubber backing or the cork backing, but we're gonna need them for the outside of the building at town hall, for the town hall side and the library side. Didn't know if that was something that, cause I had asked Court if we bought them, if he would be able to put them on, and he said it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
But that's also something, I know it's not on the agenda because it was just brought up the other day, but, and I did too, see if that's something that you guys would wanna try to get done. Or try to order them.
What would be the purpose of these?
These are to hang the agendas and stuff outside the building.
In advance.
Yeah. It's just like the bulletin board outside.
Won't there be a vestibule? And so you're gonna walk into town hall, there'll be a vestibule, and then there's going to be a locked door to limit
Yeah,
access
like the little
there.
foyer thing.
Yeah, can we not just leave hanging the stuff up in there for now and just leave that foyer open to the public?
Not during like after hours and stuff, it's not gonna be able to stay open.
Why?
Because it's gonna still have the fiberglass that's open to the office, like the foyers, that's not the top part of that hay window or whatever is gonna be open.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if we did that, or if we had it, I thought we had a swinging top part of it to close.
Yeah.
And where would you be?
And there's 4 different quotes in that packet that I gave you for, there's the 3-1 and the.
Things if you, court board ain't gonna last very long, you know.
Has a glass cover.
Yeah, it's in the black and glass
No,
case.
indirect sunlight, it's pretty.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't last very long.
It's also gonna be underneath the 10-foot line.
Well, that's what I was getting at, if it's gonna get baked by the sun half a day, it ain't gonna make it. And that's a lot of, the rubber's actually cheaper than the cork.
I just saw those today, and I saw, $600, $1,000 price tags, and I just kinda went, yeah. I don't know if now is a good time to purchase them.
Well, I was just asking because with Corey and them gonna start back working, that if we could adopt them and have them install them, that it would just one more thing on the hard to do list.
Do we need 2, or can we get by with one big one, that one section is for library, the other 2 for town?
Or one can be a lot later or whatever. I was just thinking too.
And then
there's
you
two
charge
different-
library rent, right?
Cause there's two different entrance ones.
I just think, that this, me, cause you get, this is just from one place.
For what?
All
Yeah,
one.
I just pulled up just to compare the prices on that one.
I think you need to go to 2 other places to get prices and check.
Yeah.
I had no issue with it, just that price is.
Yeah, that was a
You
little
also,
steep. That's your last one.
also consider like the ones like you see the schools, you just,
The marquee banners.
you just change the.
Corey, you have any questions of us?
So the only thing that I'm gonna need out of you guys at some point is the pay window and the roll-up tour. 'Cause that's something that came in kind of after the fact, so that's gonna be additional. I think we briefly covered that last time, but nothing in depth, so you guys might just wanna start thinking about that.
Well, she's always gonna have a pay window, find out when the loans are going through and whenever money's available.
Okay, I'll get that in my notes too.
And do you need anything from us as far as the deck?
Take it back to the office tomorrow and look over everything right now.
Get with them, find out when the final payment's gonna be or whatever, find out about the loan, and get that done as soon as possible.
Okay. As soon as I find something, I'll let you know about.
I'll send you a change order for the decking and the wall.
Okay.
That's all I have. I'm as eager to get going on it as you guys are. Sorry for having to stop, but I think you guys understand the situation, so.
You're not gonna do all that work for free, we get it.
I wish I would love to, but, yeah.
You have guys to feed too. So.
That's right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. You guys down with me?
Yes.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Yeah.
Item 11, new business.
Yes, I had a couple. So first thing we talked, I think with the Sandy's resignation, I know we can't accept her resignation until we have a specific meeting that says it. But I would really like to encourage anybody who wants to apply to be on the board to, I don't know, can we start getting out applications now if people call and wanna know? Is there an application people fill out? How does this work?
We've been using the town's applications just like for any other employees.
Yeah. Other business specific things.
Anybody wants to throw their hat in the ring, now's the time to step
Well,
up.
I think we need to post it.
We need to post it, we need to advertise it, but instead of waiting for another meeting before we even tell people we're gonna do this. So,
We can't accept her resignation until the next meeting, so.
But I think
When I post
we
that
talked-
position, what is the closing date? Like, what do I need? When's the closing date?
for what now?
Like, if you want me to post the position.
Applications, next board meeting.
Well, I mean, we can't really decide that now, can we?
Well,
If we're gonna advertise, we need to have some kind of date on it,
Then it's regularly scheduled, that way if we have an emergency meeting come up. So, Thursday, I sent an invite to both you and John and Brittney for, the possibility of using ADP for our payroll instead of the company you guys struggle with now. One of the things I learned very quickly going in to help with the utility side was anytime any of our employees needs to know even how much vacation time they have, they need to, Brittney needs to stop what she's doing, log into the system, give them that stuff. I have a conference call set up with ADP for Thursday morning, just to see, there's been no promises, there's been no, just to see, is this something that we could use, is this something that would help? They have HR offerings, they have employee handbook wizard offerings and things to see if that's something we can do to, one, take the payroll off of your plate, as well as, kind of make it so that if John wants to know how much vacation time he has, he can just log in and look for himself. So I was gonna invite Sandy to that because Sandy was kind of working with you guys in the office, but obviously, so I didn't know if you either wanted to.
We use Paycom.
No, we don't use PayPal, we use Sure Payroll.
Sure Pay.
Yep.
Paycom does the same thing. Vacation, you look at how much leave you have.
Yeah, so, and I'm not beholden to ADP or anything, I just know it because I used it for, so I didn't know if one of you other three would wanna sit on the call, it's 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. So, and it's just over the computer, so let me know if you do. The other thing I wanted to bring up is cameras in town hall. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, our employees are able to purchase up to $1,000, right? Can we get some cameras in town hall that we don't have to constantly, well, the batteries were empty, or this and that? Because I know there are some on Amazon for $35, $40 each. They have micro SD cards that just store everything in there. 256 gig cards will last about 20, 60 days of worth of recording on there. If something happens, sorry, but like we had before, we had confusion with the water bill, then we could just go pull that card, load it in the computer, and have it, kind of a thing.
I think like rolling type.
We need to look into that and see if it just auto rolls in. It's something that isn't going to cost us a cloud subscription. It's not going to require an internet connection. It just runs.
It don't run on that.
Yes.
Yeah, and plugs into the wall. And preferably with a battery backup.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good idea.
So if we can look at some of those, maybe Thursday or Friday when I'm in there, we can take a look at a couple. And that was what I had.
Anything else? Did you have anything? John, you have anything for new business? Move on to adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Richard, yes. Quiet. Town of Tryon Board of Trustees Utility Special Meeting, February 10th, 2026. It's now 7:19. First Baptist Church, 122 North First Street, Tryon, Oklahoma. Call to order. Roll call.
James here.
Jenny here.
Richard here. Consideration action on consent agenda. First item is the approval of the minutes of January 13th and January 30th.
I did not see anything when I looked at these earlier.
Everything looked good to me. You see anything? I'll make a motion we approve the minutes January 13th and January 30th, 2026.
Can you do that, Mayor? Make motions? Okay. And I second.
James, yes, for the January 13th. I don't think.
30th.
Yeah, 30th I was gone.
Yes.
So we'll stay on 30th.
Next item is approval of monthly department head report.
So the only report I have is for the Grant Street project, so, and it's listed down below, so I don't know if you want to do it now or do it later.
So we have no financial reports, correct? No
Financials are after this,
Yes, there's no financials.
and there's no financials.
Oh, okay.
the Grant Street project below, but we can combine it.
So before we hit Grant Street, did we fix what other repairs or anything else did we do with utility stuff this month?
I fixed the wear out at, the lagoons. We replaced the boards and stuff that's in there. I think there's a couple of leaks that Jay Johnson.
We fixed a leak in January and on Birch. That was in January. Is making a big difference. That was the big project for January. That was the main costly project. So, and it's done.
Then we got the water hooked up to the city hall.
We got the water, yeah.
So what's on the plan for the next big project after the Grant sewer?
Well, this is like a February issue, but whatever. Todd notified me yesterday that there's a pretty good sized leak at the fire station. So that we had Okie locates done ready to start today with the plumber, but I called and asked them, because they hadn't made it in time yet, if we could cancel this for now and work on the fire station leak, because it's pretty flooded, it's pretty saturated back there.
It's going to do that.
Yeah, it's
because damage to the building is going to be a fixed
issue. So he's already came out today, looked at the area, and he's done open locates today. He has to let it dry. We're going to try to. They've dug a trench out it to try to get to drain away from the building, but we're going to try to go out tomorrow and get it a little further away so the area can dry a little bit better.
Try to drain it into the creek in front, on Oklahoma.
So we're going to try to cut something to where we can drain it into the ditch. And I sent everybody an email on that as well.
Did you find a meter?
Not yet. Because that's another thing. We were told that there's not a meter in there. It's just like a straight pipe. And then that's because this was brought to our attention like when Brandon worked here. But the contractors that we had come out, we had two different companies come out. They had stated that the material, the pipe material, was like transite or something. There was something, there's something with the pipe or whatever, that it was going to be a bigger project than what we can handle at the time, so we had to put it on hold. And I don't think it was leaking that
It wasn't leaking like it is.
Might be that main line that goes through there.
Possibly. But
If it's transite.
Okay, so that's the next big project then, after the sewer.
Yeah. And he did say, I was going to talk to Jay before the meeting. He can look at it. He's done an OP locate on it. It should be cleared by Friday, but Friday is supposed to be rain, so he's going to get on it first thing Monday morning. He said if something changes, he'll let us know.
Anything else?
And what's going on with Grant Street?
So based on the directive that you guys gave me in the emergency meeting, we contacted Tryon County Bank about the loan. We got them everything they need, and then we put Richard and Jimmy as the contacts. So they're going to be contacting you, and they won't be giving anybody else any information but you two at this time. So in public, what we're going to do.
So can you fill us in a little bit? Because I know the way we ended the emergency meeting was that you were going to contact Davenport, see if any of their tricks were going to be able to help us out without having to get
that's my next point.
Okay.
So then the next directive that you gave me was to call Davenport on Monday morning. I did. I talked to Mike Price. Mike came over. He also came back and put some chemicals in the pipe to try to loosen up the root ball. We don't know. He's going to come back tomorrow, right?
Correct.
And then I'll let Mike take it over for a second because he can tell you what he can do and what he's offered to do. But he did come over and I got the OP. There were some things he needed done. One was getting OP locates done, and I got those done. And then one, it needs to be trained out a little bit before he can actually put the camera in there. I hired a septic tank company to come do it. Their truck, they got on Grant Street and their truck broke down, just as they were trying to pump it. So, they're coming tomorrow. They're supposed to come in the morning. The truck is fixed. I tried to get a hold of a couple other septic companies and they couldn't get here till Friday, so I thought I'll just stay with this one. Hopefully their truck doesn't break down again. But once they get out, I'm gonna give Mike a text and he's gonna come over and see where the root ball, if anything has changed since he put the chemicals in there. It seems like since he did that, it is flowing a little better. So that, I think something helped. So I went and looked at it. It's not as high as it was. But we won't know until he gets the camera down there. And then I'm going to send him the pictures of the cameras the pictures that we got already of the root ball, so he knows where it is. And then I'll let him tell you what he can do. He has some good ideas, and it might work. I don't know. He's not going to know until he gets over. Mike, do you want to?
Well, we have to wait till we get to that.
Oh, okay. This is just a report. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
No worries.
So that's what I did with the downport. And me and Mike have been talking back and forth a lot. Then Southern, I spelled it wrong. Southern Excavation Utility, the shoring company we had on hold, is closing their doors. They're going out of business. So they recommended Okie Plumbing, and I called them today. They're coming next Tuesday to do an estimate if we have to replace everything or do shoring. I don't know if you want me to try to get two other ones. It is an emergency at this point.
The way I look at it, yeah, you need to get some more.
Okay, I'll try to get some more.
That's my personal opinion on it.
My personal opinion is I don't think we need to do the bid process since it's an emergency, but I'd love to see more than just
one there. Okay. I'll try. I mean,
we tried with 4 other companies as well before we got
Actually,
the
8.
excavation, and
Never got answers.
Never got answers back. So, but I'll try it again. I didn't know about
I came
this
by
one.
the other day and was not given an opportunity.
So, well, there you go. If you still want it. It's simple as that. You gotta get it done. Okay, go ahead.
So, Mike's offered to help, and actually Ryan, and we'll talk about this later. Ryan Howard offered, you put in a bid. Never done it before, but I think somebody that has some experience probably needs to. And Mike has done it before. So anyway, we can talk about that later. But that's really the utilities work.
So meter read, as far as the utility department, meter read's already getting done today?
Yes, and he should be done pretty quickly.
Okay, so then Thursday morning when I come in to help out, they should be good for me to start putting them in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well.
yes.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of done too.
Yeah, he got a lot done today.
Who was it helping me? You said there was a community service?
Yeah, somebody came in, she needed to do some community service, so we put her to work doing that, and she'll get her hours. She's found Stillwater, and they're going to send over the paperwork for that.
Yeah, I got all the paperwork for it.
So,
Claims?
I gave you the PO list, but I don't know if you want to go over now or wait.
Probably wait.
Yeah.
If we don't
Wait
have
till
the
the
ledger or
financials,
anything
yeah.
to go with it, so.
Yeah, we'll get right now.
Yeah.
That was challenging too, since I wasn't here 2 months and didn't know what the house was for.
I know.
So, yeah.
And you have a bunch of my mistakes, I'm sure, to fix, so.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
They're already fixed.
Okay, good. I'm not too proud to admit it, so.
You did a very good job, and I just want to thank you for stepping in, because there were very few minor mistakes that I had to fix. So.
Which means there's room for next month to really mess things up.
Yeah, go for it. So I need to have another stroke.
So I move that we table the utility financials until our next regularly scheduled meeting.
I'll second the motion.
James, yes.
Nathan, yes.
And then I move we table the monthly claims for the utility side for November, December, and January until our next regularly scheduled meeting.
I'll second.
James, yes.
Nathan, yes.
Consideration items removed from consent agenda. Nothing on there. Public appearances, petitions, remonstrance, communications, and personal appearances. And we have Mike Price and Tristan.
We were
They
just
they signed
signing in. We don't wanna talk.
Once you're on the list, I had to ask.
Yeah.
And then
You have to speak, man.
Kelly also.
You gotta talk.
Kelly.
Yeah,
Kelly.
you know.
This be your time.
All right.
Oh, Kelly Ward, I'm sorry, Ken.
That's all right. I signed in first, so I knew I was on there. I got a couple of things that I want to address, and one is kind of pertaining to is it Grant Street? Is that one that we're?
Yeah.
So I came in the other day and asked Brittney about the possibility of bidding Grant Street. She actually told me that the bid had already been awarded on the special meeting on the 30th. So I went back and listened to the minutes and everything on the special meeting on the 30th. And there was some mention about a loan and stuff, but there was no mention about awarding a contract or to a contractor to do that.
Correct.
So I was like, well, who was it awarded to? So he told me that it was awarded to Ty with Southern Excavation and Utility. And so I was like, well, how much was it for? Didn't know. So I took it on myself to go talk to Ty. And I talked to Ty, and he told me that, well, it was not awarded to him on the 30th. He was not even contacted until Sunday, the 1st or 2nd. The 1st. Isn't that the Sunday? Yes, it was Sunday the 1st. He was not contacted until Sunday the 1st. So then I was like, man, how was it awarded on the 30th, but he wasn't contacted until the 1st? That was one of my first questions. And then, in talking to Ty at his house, I asked him, who contacted you? He said, well, John contacted me. And he said, and he asked me to give him an estimate. And he said he hadn't looked at the project, but John described it to him, and he said, well, I could probably do it for about $15,500. And he said, but that was sight unseen. But he said, I also told John that I was out of business, did not have any insurance. He said, to which he said, to which John said, it's okay, we can get in and out and not have any issues, and we'd be all right. And I think that would put the town in huge liability, because in a 15-foot ditch, man, if it collapses or anything, if they don't have insurance, and which is something you guys required from me, if they don't have insurance, then whoever accepted that puts the town in huge liability, in my opinion. But I think that those things really should be addressed. I mean, those are huge concerns of mine, and I really think they should be yours. one of the biggest things is just a straight up lie. It was awarded on the 30th, but there's nothing in the minutes on the 30th that it was awarded. Straight up lie. Straight up lie saying, Ty had, what John said a while ago, yeah, that was a partial truth that they canceled, but, here's an email from Ty. You guys have this?
I have my own conversation with Tyler.
Well, here's an email from Ty. You guys can read it if you'd like.
I'd like to.
Okay, here you go. And, it tells when he was contacted. It's from him. He tells when he was contacted. So you don't have to take my word for it. He also tells when he sent an email.
Yeah, here's a conversation back in November 4th of 25 that we started having with him. This is the quote that he sent us on November 3rd of 25.
And that raises another question, is because if this was an emergency situation, because what Brittney told me, she said she doesn't have to put it up for bid if it's an emergency. But if you've been dealing with it since November or before, that's not really an emergency. 5 months is not really an emergency. An emergency is something that's happening right now. Kind of like when I was hired to do that job over there, you had raw sewage running out on the ground. That's an emergency. Not 5 or 6 months. That's not really considered an emergency.
This was an emergency, and that's why we started getting quotes, but that, like we had spoken a second ago, asked for bids or quotes for them to come and look at the job. I've contacted three for myself. John has contacted probably the same amount himself.
But why wasn't I given an opportunity?
When nobody that we've talked to returns a quote or pulls out because their company is too busy, we have to keep going because we have to have a shoring company. I've got documentation of everything that we've done since Ryan has contacted us on talking to DEQ, talking to plumbers, talking to Agger to come out to jet the line, every step of the way that we try to handle this, and at the same time getting a hold of shoring companies. We can ask people for quotes.
So can I ask why I wasn't given an opportunity? I was standing in her office. Why was I not given that opportunity? She didn't even have to contact
Kelly came
me.
into the office and asked about the job, wanted to know about putting in a bid or whatever. And I had told him from my understanding, it's already been taken care of. It was an emergency case situation. We didn't have to offer bids because that's what he said. Is that, well, why wasn't bids taken out? I said, it's an emergency case situation. We have to get it taken care of. That quote that we had talked about was already, that's the only person that we were, that we had got a quote from or an estimate. So that's where we were going. That's who we were going with.
So I would like to insert something there. So, if you had given that to him and you'd already awarded it to him, then I would Michael out here the same day looking at that same project. Because if you already have somebody, if you already awarded somebody, how you need Mike? That's just a question. That's just.
So that was an Artie Hess
because we didn't know, because that's basically because I wasn't at the meeting. So my deal is I want to see what's going on first before we start dishing out money.
So I have another question though. I have another question that goes along with this. I actually called on Davenport and to do some work for the town. I was directed to go talk to Mike. Just so happens, I was sitting in Mike's office when John called Mike. And John said, Mike, we are not going to need your services because we have hired Southern Excavation and Utility to do the work. So we're not going to need your services anymore. Right?
I don't think
Right,
I
Mike?
said I didn't have any.
Right, Mike, I was sitting in your office.
Right, yeah, you were sitting in my office, yeah.
Whenever John told you, was that not a conversation?
Right, you were sitting in my office.
So
now. And at that time, John told you that we weren't going to need your services.
something to that effect. He said that, kind of put on the spot here, that
So why
I don't
would
remember
you,
exactly what he said.
why would you have to tell him that you don't need his services if you've already got another contractor doing it?
So, we.
But hold on, I got
Okay, then I-
another
very
part of
well.
that you need to answer. Because when I was sitting there, you asked if there was any other recommendations, and he said, have you ever used Plains Environmental? I'm like, and I was sitting there, it was on speakerphone, I know what it was.
Okay,
I know
that's
what
not
it
what
said.
we said.
And he said, and John said, yes, we will never use Plains Environmental again because he scammed our town. And I said, and Mike, well, how did he scam your town? Well, he just scammed our town. Well, how? What do you mean by that? Well, he did a job for us, and he bought extra pipe, and he took the extra pipe with him. And, I mean, in my opinion, it's not a scheme. Then Mike asked, well, did he charge you more? No. Okay, so he didn't charge you more, but he ordered extra pipe and took the extra pipe with him. Then John said, or Mike asked, well, what kind of project did he do? And the reason Mike asked those questions is because I was sitting there and I said, well, ask him this. And so then John says, oh, well, he did a water line or something. He didn't even know what job it did. And he wasn't here when I did the job. As well as none of you were here when I did the job. You know, the prior council approved the job, the prior council approved the payment, the prior council approved everything. But, so my question is does that fall under like defamation or slander or anything like that coming from a city official to another city official?
I think that's something for Stephanie.
That is basically saying, you know, I'm a scam artist, or that I mean, because that is, in my opinion, that's wrong. When somebody calls me and asks me about a former employee, I can't say, oh yeah, I wouldn't use that guy for nothing. I wouldn't hire him for nothing. That's against the law. Is this not the same exact thing? Is that not against the law?
Not against the law, but it's not. But I can't give you, if you're gonna ask me, I can't give you legal advice right now, because of conflict of interest.
No,
I mean,
I wasn't asking, I was asking them.
I understand your concerns, I'm saying, you know, and the board can't give you legal advice either. I mean, you can voice the concerns and do your comment what you're doing, but we're not gonna get to a legal opinion on that, but yeah.
So I'll just be frank. John, why'd you say that?
Because that's what I've been told.
Who you been told by?
I've been told that we would not use you again.
No, I mean,
And
why did you say that?
why did I say that? Well, first of all, I would have probably used different language if I would have known I was on speakerphone. If I was talking to Mike directly, nobody there, and I would have maybe said things a little nicer, but it would have been the same thing. I'm not regretting what I said.
So you would have done things right if you.
So here's my
wasn't in the
problem.
spotlight.
Not knowing that other people can hear me is not a great defense to.
No, I know it's not, but
And then the meeting before this, we had somebody else at this table who threw out stuff about said individual from Davenport that was of questionable responsibility, shall we say. I don't like the trend that we have going on here. I really don't. I think that as representatives of this town, we need to be a lot more respectful with the choice of words that we have, because we are representing the town. Personally,
I was always told you do what's right because it is right.
so personally, and this is myself, If that is what was said, I would very strongly apologize to you on that, because I don't think that as a representative of the town, we should ever say so-and-so is a crook, so-and-so don't do this, so-and-so's a scam. Not to mention the legal liability, it's just not the right thing to do.
Probably, and
So-
I apologize.
Well,
However,
I wanna say something to back John up as well. I was here when the whole situation happened. I heard, because of mine and Kim's desk being so close together, I was here when he came and done the quote, like the quotes that he gave us right here. He was in the office when Kim and Michael was talking about the quote of 4 projects that we needed to get done. He was in the office, asked if we would care if he went and got it. We couldn't get quotes from anybody else, they couldn't make it out. So Kim had Michael take him out, show him the areas, and told him what we needed done. These were the 4 quotes that he gave us. A combination, there was one quote, and they're very vague, there's no details. At this time, the board did not want anybody helping the utility clerk doing bids or anything like that. So they went out for the 4 bids, and if you want me to pass this around, you can look at the bids and how big they are. This is a $2,500 bid.
But that was 2 years ago?
Yeah, but that's part of the issue that he's talking about.
I know, I was
This is
sitting
a-
back there.
This is a $2,500 bid.
The issue I'm talking
This is
about
a,
is talking
this is,
about
I know, I'm
behind
gonna
my
lead up
back.
to that. This is a $5,800 bid, and this is a $1,500 bid and a $2,500 bid. The project on, Birch that he quoted us at was $5,800 to fix that project on Birch. This is directly from him,
Yep.
and we have to beg him multiple times, and I can pull it up in the utility email, of trying to get a quote from him. He finally sent it to us, he kept telling us back and forth that it was due, because he was using QuickBooks invoices, and that they couldn't.
Which you yourself just said earlier that you've had issues with. I had the same issues.
Exactly.
That's why I had to handle it.
I understand that.
But what I'm saying is
I know.
there was issues with this invoice
know.
when the last board,
I know.
the last board stopped.
I
And
know.
I'm saying this because I'm backing John up.
I know,
because
I know.
The conversation.
I know, it's okay.
And
I
I'm
do
and I'm
remember
defending
sitting in
myself.
trying to, we kinda had to struggle just to even ask if we could get an itemized invoice. And I remember at that time, you had said that, you've never had to do that before, and you weren't quite sure if you could get that done because of QuickBooks. So I remember all of this.
And that's what I said, and that's why those were the way that they were, because I had problems with QuickBooks, just like you are currently having problems with QuickBooks. I had to get mine resolved, just like you are in the process of getting your resolved. So you cannot say, oh, well, QuickBooks don't give you any problems, because, we can go back to the minutes of, 30 minutes ago, and we obviously know that that's the case, because it came right out of her mouth.
Well, we know it's the case too, because you've been watching the YouTube channel,
Yeah.
so.
But regardless of, that's been paid, and that's behind us. There was explanations given, all that stuff, and it was accepted. But my issue is talking about me behind my back. Coming from your office, you guys' office. They're your employees. And them, John, talking about me behind my back, saying that I'm scamming. I did not scam the town. Saying I'm scamming the town because I took 5 extra joints of pipe. Well, here's the way I do business, and anybody that is in business probably does the same thing. If I can buy 1,000 feet of pipe for $2 a foot, or I can buy 500 feet of pipe for $6 a foot, then I buy 1,000 feet, because I'm going to use the extra on another job. But I gave you a hard bid. Now, if John is saying, well, I should have left the pipe, or I should have, Brittney saying, well, I should have taken the pipe off of the bid that I didn't use, well, you know what? If it's a time and materials, then whatever the materials are, And your time is what you get charged for. If it's a hard bid, then whatever that bid is what you get charged for, which is what you got charged for. Doesn't matter how much pipe I buy, that pipe come out of my profit margin. So, it doesn't matter how much pipe I buy, I could have bought 10,000 feet. And
charges?
No, but I didn't charge you.
But I'm saying though.
But I, no.
But you would.
No, I gave you a.
Because what I saw on the bid, and I argued this I talked to this with those board members, you bought almost, it was 100 and something feet of pipe that we needed, and you doubled the pipe.
But I didn't charge you any extra.
So that tells me, one, you didn't go out there and look at it.
No, I didn't.
Then you should have known how much pipe, because I guess what, I did plumbing, I did sewer lines and stuff. I know when I go do a job, how much pipe I'm gonna need.
But the thing is.
Correct or not? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, when you did plumbing, if you needed 250 feet or 300 feet, did you buy 500 for a roll, or did you buy 300 feet?
I paid what I paid for. If it was 300 feet, guess what? The customer got 300 feet.
Well, I mean, you guys got what you needed.
Plus more.
And you didn't pay for any more.
And you said you wrote this email? You and him had?
No, I didn't say I wrote the email. I said it's an email from him.
I thought you said you wrote, was exchanging between you and him, because this is Heather's email.
Yeah, I know it's Heather's.
Because you said that you and him had.
Go back and listen to the minutes.
Well, it's on camera, so we'll be able to figure it out really easily.
But my deal is, just like I told you a while ago, if you want to put in, because apparently we're going to have to have someone else, if my deal is this, we haven't had no one to look at this project yet to see what actually we have to do. So we don't know. The average board might be able to do the job. Without digging, it might be 10 feet instead of 15 feet. We don't know.
It don't matter if it's anything over 5 feet, it has to be.
But I'm just saying though, it doesn't, we don't even know what the job is yet. That's why I've been on the phone with Mike, and he could vouch. I've been on the phone with him every other day. Hey, where we at on this? Because I want to get a hard look at this before we start making the taxpayers of this town pay for something that we don't have to pay for.
Why are we getting a loan already if we don't know how much it's going to cost?
What's that?
Why are we working on getting a loan already if we don't even
Well,
know how much it's going to cost?
that's my point. And
He said working.
that's what, I wasn't at the last meeting, and I would've brought this up the last meeting. Let's look on the project, and that's what I told these guys here the next day. Let's look at the project first to see if we need to even get a loan.
Because she said in the last meeting we had $8,000 more on the loan, and we don't even know why we need a loan for it.
We've had Agri come out several times to pump it out or whatever, it's that root ball.
Yeah.
And that's the
Which was the
situation
same
with how
issue on
old
that-
that
on
pipe
that
is, that's what we've been doing it, KCP and have different options.
But,
And in the meantime, it's
but
trying
my
to
deal
close
is,
it.
we don't know exactly what we got because we have not put our eyes on it.
And that's why in emergency session, we said, let's call Davenport and see if they can help us before we even reach out to the bank. And then if we don't feel like they can help us, let's get her down.
Yeah.
I understood the meeting to be Brittany had her task to contact the bank Monday and see about it.
Brittany's task.
Okay, y'all need to watch the
But that was
minutes.
my deal. I wasn't here.
Well, the premise is to have 2 points that we're after. We're trying to get the non-loan path, but have everything in place. If we need to pursue the loan, we're already in the process so that we can jump straight to that
Yes.
if we have to.
Correct.
If we don't have to, we can go, okay, great, we don't need it, so thanks, but no thanks.
So I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but if you remember, I mean, you guys got in on the very last, but to keep from taking out a loan or putting the town in a bind, I let you pay it out. So there's an option there too, to where you don't have to take out a loan. You can use somebody that lets you pay it out. And so I mean, there's other things there, but regardless of that stuff, I mean, I would like an opportunity. I would like the same opportunity as anybody else.
And that's what I told you.
If you don't use me, then that's fine.
And that's why I told you, everyone's more than welcome at this point, since we don't have the bid from Southern. We're gonna have to find someone to do it. And so therefore, in the way I look at it is, everyone's more than welcome to put a bid in.
And you know, and trust me, I will make sure I will make sure that it's the right quote. I mean, all hand deliver it and everything. It will not be, we will not have any confusion like we did the last time. But I will still offer to be able to, for you guys to pay it out. But the biggest thing is talking about me behind my back.
And we will address that when it comes to
I do plan on finding out some things about it, so.
executive session, because it's on the executive session, so.
That's really all I have to say, but I wanted to.
As far as that line down there at Grant Street, I'm in constant communication with Davenport on let's see what we got first to make sure we don't need to get along. That's the bottom line. Our job is to help these taxpayers not waste their money.
And I understand that 100%. I mean, you guys are not the only town that I deal with. And so, anyway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Mike, Christian?
I would like
You guys just here for him?
No, we're here for Davenport. We're here to talk about, well, I'm just here to talk about this.
Okay, you're farther on down the list, then we'll get to you in a few minutes.
I would like a formal apology.
From
the one that said it.
He said sorry earlier.
He said I apologize. I mean, there's a difference. I mean, I would like, if I apologize to somebody, I look them in the face, and I say, you know, I'm sorry for blah, 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 and that's what I would like, and that's what I feel like I deserve.
Okay. Well, like I said, we discussed this in executive session.
Proposal of the Board of Trustees of Town of Tryon enter into executive session.
I was on the agenda.
Okay, good.
So I guess first I do want to point out that anytime I do call someone to try and help you guys, like calling him on a Saturday and he jumped to try and come and help us, but nobody would contact him, I passed all that information on, and that's me trying to help because I saw in the video that possibly could help to get a jump start on things. That's just my nature. But I found it odd.
I think I talked to him that day.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but what I'm saying is I found it odd that our utility clerk would talk and tell this gentleman a lie about winning this bid on a Sunday, but he wouldn't talk to him to get him out to take a look at things whenever I forwarded him a screenshot when he said, if at all possible, could I come set eyes on it today, this evening, or tomorrow? And John's response was, well, I'll talk to him Monday. And I don't think anybody should have to tell him, and I even, I have a transcript of our messages so that there's no confusion, but I said, I don't think anybody should have to tell you. This is, some asked you to let them know that you need help.
on that right there, I think it was my understanding the board told him, because I was not at the meeting, so I don't know, but it was my understanding the board told him to contact him on Monday.
Right, during his regular hours.
But it was also because it was said, well, it's Friday, so we can't talk to him till Monday anyway.
And on my stuff, in case the cameras weren't working the day that I was there, I did have Robert with me. He stood outside on the porch, but also your librarian was sitting there, so she heard the whole thing as well. John wasn't there yet.
I think the one thing that I would say is to be sure that we need to respect our employees' time off. They have family, they have their own plans, they have a life outside of the office. Unfortunately, some of them have health issues that they need to worry about. I think that if it's on the weekend and it's something that they were already planning on doing as soon as the office opened, we need to give them that opportunity to do that and still be able to have their time off away from work with their families.
But even just a contact, whenever his email said, if at all possible, could I look at it tonight or tomorrow, but possibly before Monday. I said email, I meant text, in Mike's text, and I forwarded it to John. But what I'm trying to point out is the fact that you're saying, off hours, but he called Ty on Sunday and lied about the bid win. Do you see what I'm saying? So some
I
things we
see
can
that-
do and some
I
things.
see that you're saying that he allegedly lied on Sunday, but I also believe that when I was an employee, when I had a regular 8 to 5, if somebody else who wasn't my boss called me on the weekend and told me I had to do stuff, I would have been a lot less cordial than John was.
Well, you haven't even read the text.
We all have our days off.
Okay,
we all have
but
a right to have days off.
you're speaking on things that you don't even know what was said. I mean, I have, excuse me?
I know a lot more than you think I do, Heather. But
So you have read John and I's full 39 page text?
Either way, an employee has a right to
Yes,
not work
I agree.
on their day off.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if I was in a position and someone is willing to come jump and take a look at something on a weekend and all you have to do is run down there and look for 10 minutes, if his request was, if possible, by Monday, not that it hey, I can't get to this, I'll visit with you Monday. I'm just saying it was disrespectful because there was already a plan to hire Southern Excavation, which was not y'all's plan, but it was the clerk's plan, and that's wrong.
Okay, the bottom line is this, and I'll stop with this right here.
Thank you.
Saturday, me and Mike talked over the weekend.
And
I didn't have to call Mike.
Why did you talk to him? Who told you about that?
Because you made it known to me, what was it? Because I
Yes,
said
sir.
I wasn't at the meeting.
Yes, sir.
So I took it upon myself
Yes,
to
sir.
call Mike on a Saturday.
Because it's an emergency.
It's an emergency. To go, hey, what's going on? And so we talked, and I said, what'd I tell you? Let's wait till Monday. I think John's going to call you Monday.
Yes.
Or the town's going to call you Monday, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
So
you saved face. And that was a good thing to do. I'm not.
It's just the right thing to do.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. That's my
But it's
point.
one of those deals. It wasn't. Didn't want to leave him hanging.
Thank
That's
you.
what she's saying.
Yes.
I know what she's saying, but he
It's
knew,
rude.
But he knew Monday that someone was going to call him from our office.
Yes.
And
Because
then
I
Monday,
told him.
it was
Yes.
done.
Yeah, because you told an employee of another town that one of our employees.
No.
would call him
I
on Monday.
asked
You
and
just
said, do
that.
I have your permission to pass your cell phone number to John? Because I don't give people's numbers out without asking for permission. I thought that would help for him to get up here and take a look at it before Monday so you guys would maybe know what you want to do before Monday hits. That was all that was. And the comment earlier in this meeting about me, everybody knows you're talking about me making calls to try and help people. I always declare, you don't have to tell me that, I know professional. I always say I am not a part of administration, I'm not employment, I'm just trying to help my
So
town.
if we're gonna do this,
Pass
let's
can
do
I
this.
please finish what I'm saying? I would like,
Nobody else can, but let's let Heather finish.
I always explain that I'm trying to help my town, and I realize you guys constantly want to treat me like I'm the problem, but we have a lot of problems here, and you guys need help from your people. And we have connections. We know people. I had someone call me after they watched the video and say, hey, have you contacted a specific town? And I said, no, but do I have a right to say that you suggested this? And he said, absolutely. So when I called this town, they couldn't help us because they don't do shoring. So I dropped it. And I explained, and I could tell you who it was if you'd like, and you can contact her, but I was very professional, and I said, I am calling to try and help my town because I'm in the contract world.
So when I first found out about you calling Davenport Saturday morning, I spoke with Mike Monday morning myself, and Mike, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mike told me that when you first called him and talked to him, he thought that you were a board member or an employee or in some way responsible with the town. It wasn't until a little bit further into the conversation that you told him you were a resident.
Well, him and I have talked before this situation happened, so I would have assumed he knew I wasn't because he's been a part of administration before.
One should never assume.
But I know him.
But the bottom line is this, on Grant Street, the bottom line is we got someone up here to look at it who's helping us out, and we appreciate everything
So,
we're doing.
just throwing this out, if I was on the board, wouldn't I have brought it up at that moment in the meeting? Like, I don't get...
There's a seat.
Huh? But there wasn't a seat earlier.
I know, I'm just saying, let it see.
I'm aware, I was here in the meeting.
But we appreciate Davenport
Yes.
taking the time out and coming up here and on his weekend or his days off, his time off or whatever. Like I said, I've been calling Mike. I'll probably talk to you four times this week. I think maybe.
Because you got the numbers
And
too.
just to see where we're at. And one day he was in the city, I'm in the city. You know, because I work full time. But I stay in contact with him at least every other day, going, hey, where we at on this? And he informed me what's going on, and then I will let these guys know, hey, this is what's going on. What's going on your end? Because he tells me, hey, they're supposed to have an hour here. So I get in touch with John. Hey, John, we've got someone coming. Yes, okay, let's make this thing happen. Because we need to get eyes on this thing.
Agreed. That's why I stepped in and asked if I could pass his cell phone number to an employee, and he agreed.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I am going to turn this in because I think you guys need to stop listening to gossip within yourselves. So here's everything that was said between John and I, so you can take a look at it for yourself.
I think there may be one text missing.
No, there's not, and I didn't call you a fraud. If you look at it,
It says fraud at the top of the
because I was finishing a conversation. He told me that Brandon was
In
no
one
longer
text,
there.
you put fraud at the
Look
top.
at the text above
Okay, John.
it. It's that
Let's move on.
he told me about a gentleman named Brandon because you want to contact him. I said, Brandon doesn't work there anymore.
Is this a copy that we can keep?
Yes, it's yours.
Thank you.
Proposal of the Board of Trustees, Town of Tryon entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, resignation of any individual salaried or public employee or official. John Fox duties and responsibilities, interview and hire utility operator and contract labor position, hire, fire, discussion duties. Have a motion going to meeting.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session.
Jenny, yes.
And I want to say one more thing. If I'm going to call someone a fraud, I will say you are a fraud. That's not what was written.
We were doing so good.
There's hope. I saw your fault, but really, I don't want to think that one.
Shaking your hand. I meant to do that. Sorry. You did good. I can't. I've been doing this for 2 years.
I wouldn't call you an asshole if I knew. What?
Kinda like I wouldn't have stole money if I'd known he was watching.
No kidding. I can't believe you said that. Like, I would have chose better words if I knew I was on speaker.
That's fine.
It was classic that that happened.
Yeah. I don't believe I have. Well, speaker before I do it.
Yeah.
They're really gonna be like, Mike, we don't need your company. Yeah, he did tell me that the other day. And then right after.
Well, did you hear, I was like, somebody gave me that number.
Yeah. Was that, I guess Jim?
I did.
Jim is the one that was from you. He's been calling me. And he has called me. He's been calling me too regularly.
Yeah.
Just like I told him about just Friday.
Yeah, I might be too far too far.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like covered in mud, and my shirt was halfway clean. I had it off, but I had my other shirt. When I got in the hole, I wanted to wear that shirt, and then I took the shirt over because I knew I had to leave here and go to another meeting. Where I had to do it kind of. It was a really important meeting for our town. They were trying to fire our chief. But it was just whole town was there pretty much. It was like a the town of
He'll be up there in front of me too.
Yeah, we started. I was like, oh god. I was like, how long is this?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I was like, oh god, that's a 3-day process. So when it looks like that, everybody's like, oh no.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
also,
You're like, I'm
so
ready for it.
speaking about payment, so I also
Now, all the times I put mine up when I was doing this presentation, so I don't get, I don't ever get junk mail.
You don't have phone number.
Get it.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll get it from Mike, bud.
My brochure, so
Yeah, he takes naps. I'll snag his phone real quick.
oh, I did, it's funny, I ran into him when I was getting the flowers. There's a flag full planter, and I was like, we took it to the other room. How's that lady doing? Oh, she's not there at that building at all? Oh, that's real out front. Awesome.
she's doing her thing right now.
Mm. Really nice. Oh, yeah, like I did it now. I'm like, you're already here, why not? Well, they're gonna move it to the Golden, the town can't move it to the second place, because that's involved in county. No, no, it's citizens vote. Citizens vote. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, wow.
And the thing flipped backwards, and I thought,
Yeah.
I kicked his pencil drawer, and he thought I flipped his desk over.
Back on recorder, guys.
Hang on. Brittney's call.
Good.
I don't know whether it scared me or him.
Need a motion to re-enter the regular meeting from executive session?
I'll make a motion to re-enter meeting from executive session.
I'll second.
Jenny, yes.
Richard, yes. Number 8, consideration, discussion, action on matters discussed in executive session. John talks about the duties and responsibilities. That's taken care of there. We don't have a utility operator hire anybody that's doing an application, so there's nothing, no action there.
Do you need to repost it?
Yes, please.
I'm posting it.
Do y'all plan on putting it in the Lincoln County paper?
Lincoln.
Yep, Lincoln, Perkins, and Cushing is where I posted.
Yep.
And contract labor position, keep on checking, keeping different jobs that we have that we can have people do if they're interested in volunteering or getting.
And on that, when you post it, or when you get, in your papers, just show us a copy where it was posted.
And I have emails and the ad papers over there. I have to find it.
Yeah, that's fine. Just bring it to the next meeting.
I was gonna grab it before we came here, but I didn't know where it was stored at, so I didn't tear it apart and come home.
I'll tell you a really good place to post stuff, openings, is the tag office, because everybody goes in the tag office. I mean, and all you gotta do is print it on a piece of paper.
Something we check into, not let's post something.
Okay, up to miscellaneous, I guess. 9.1, consideration, discussion, action on Howard Sewer Line issue update.
Good. Ryan Howard sewer update. What do you have for us? Anything?
Well, I am gonna come tomorrow to run a camera just to get eyes. I know he has, he said he has a photo and the exact footage, and that's basically what I want to do is actually see and get an exact footage that way. And I'll look and see where everything is. You guys got the OK, so I'll be able to determine. I'll have an answer by tomorrow afternoon if I can do it, if we can do it, or.
Now, I haven't been down there. Okay, is there anything around there?
I haven't looked yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna look tomorrow.
Yeah, not going from the, manhole, yeah, going manhole, north. Going south, there's a whole bunch, but not going.
South of the manhole, or is it?
South of the manhole.
Okay, so, but we're going north of the
Right, so there's nothing there.
Except for 105.
Except for 105.
Because I think on the water line's on the east side.
Yeah. On the other side.
So that'll give me the information I need to determine if I can do it or not, or
I want to say everything's in that north ditch. I think that's where everybody.
And I really think whatever you put in there has broke up maybe some of it a little bit, because it's flowing a little bit better.
Right.
So.
Okay.
That helps.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, but we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, like I said, and we'll be able to see. I'll run the camera again. We'll be able to see exactly what, and we'll even be able to see cracks if there's more cracks beyond.
Because that camera, the kind of the footage we have doesn't really show if there's any cracks around. It just shows the ball.
I think it just shows the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we can see if there's any cracks around there.
Yeah, this camera. Like when we run in our sewer line, we can see the sides and the top and see if there's cracks. So that'll give us a lot more information.
As soon as the septic company comes, I'll give you a call.
Yes, just give me a call and I'm making myself available all day tomorrow. That way I can.
What's the time difference? I mean, what septic tank guy gets here, does his job.
I told him to call me when he's here or when he's on his way, and I'll come this way. That way, as soon as he gets done. The less amount of water in there, the better off I am. So
that's why I was asking.
Yeah, just as soon as, like I said, I'm gonna pretty much make myself where I can break away at any point tomorrow.
Is the video for that? Is that something that we can get a copy of?
Yes, absolutely. I'll save it to a flash drive and give you guys a copy of it. And like I said, that'll give me the exact footage from that and everything. I know he said he has it, but
it's not. It doesn't. It's not It just shows the ball.
Right,
That's all it
okay,
shows.
okay.
And it lists the distance where it is.
Okay, yeah.
So, but that's, it doesn't, other than that, it doesn't
Right.
give too much more.
And we're gonna go both ways, correct? East and then north and south, or north?
Running the camera? Yes, I can do that.
Cause I just wanna make sure there's nothing east.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going towards
I can run it.
Howard's, pond.
Okay.
I just wanna make sure that's clear.
Yeah, I can do that as well. And like I said, I'll report everything.
I'll go with him, like, to go on Ryan's, if we need to go on Ryan's.
Oh, he should have run for that man over to Ryan's.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So and then I'll have all the information to determine if it's something I can do because ultimately it is. Yeah. So we'll find out.
Sounds good.
Heck yeah.
Now, we do have to understand that his first responsibility is to
Yeah,
gather.
And I was gonna say thank you very much for helping us, so we
Hey,
really appreciate it.
it's no problem. It's no problem at all. I'm glad I could help. Like I said,
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, that'd be it.
Consideration, discussion, action on Oklahoma Alliance Consultants.
I didn't see anything out here. This is just a, I don't know if you wanna, we probably should just, table this because it's not here. This is the same, that it did before construction or whatever that was gonna come in and do like our SOPs and, like, yeah. Cause he was wanting to talk with you guys.
Was he supposed to be here?
He was supposed to, yeah. I double checked with him the other day to see if he was gonna be able to make it, but, yeah, I haven't heard anything on it.
Table that one.
Consideration, discussion, action on current utility software.
Right, so I don't see the TV here to connect to. I was gonna show you guys some of that stuff. So Brittney, John, Sandy were all in the office on speakerphone, and I got to dial into the conference call from home to look at a new software for our utility side. The one that we currently use, and correct me if I'm speaking out of turn, is ancient and archaic. It is very clearly built on at least 10-year-old database software. I mean, it's the kind where it's literally F12 to enter. It's that old. Currently, what we need to do is, if you're, well, just my experience learning how to enter in the meter reads, you know, I don't know the different last names or payments. We got one from one customer who the email had a different name on it and everything. So you literally have to be in the screen to take payments or some meter reads, exit out of that, print what you've done so far, go into a whole different screen, try to find the account. Once you find the account, then you have to go back into the other system, and it is very convoluted. What this current software is, it is 100% web-based. It is everything at a glance. I didn't see a packet. I saw on the you highlighted for that on our agenda that there was something in the board folder for
No,
us.
just the paperwork. This should have been in your packet.
I didn't see it.
It should have been in the back.
Okay, so I've got the PDF at home, so I'm fine with it. But so you can kind of see on there, you can see that every single customer's information is at a dashboard. You can honestly go in there, you can take a look at account numbers, you can start typing in, for example, you know, I heard Jim Hampton, I heard James Hampton, I heard Jimmy Hampton. You can literally just type in HAM and bring up everything that's listed. Oh, I believe you. I don't know how many we say in church though.
Anyway.
So, but it's very much at a glance. It's very user friendly. You can see on there consumption graphs. That way you can kind of see at a glance, okay, there's something definitely wrong here. It has alerts that when we put in meter readings, it'll flag and take another look at it. The other nice thing is it has billing features that we don't have now. It is an absolute pain to reprint the water bill. Once they're printed, it is about 7 different hoops you have to jump through just to print it again. This, it's literally just saved on their system and just hit it, reprint it, and go. They don't offer it themselves, but they have a good partnership with a company that will do the postcard billing for us, to where they would print the postcard, stamp it, address it, mail it to people, everything. I believe they also have an online payment system too. I don't remember. I thought he said something about being able to hook up a portal for that.
Yeah.
So we'd be able to use something other than PayPal. The cons of this is going to be, it's going to be $400 a month, right? I believe, so we're talking about $4,800 a year, $5,000 a year for software. Did you ever have a chance to look up and see what we paid for G-Works in a year?
No, I haven't tracked up that.
So if I remember right, I want to say it's pretty comparable.
Yeah, I'm saying, I didn't have it.
Who does Davenport use? What kind of systems do you have for your water?
We're right in the middle. They're actually they have a system, but they're switching over to a new one, and I'm not sure of that. I'll get with my clerk tomorrow and I'll let you know. But as far as meters and that system, we use Master Meter, and we're actually switching over to radio reads. Something you guys ought to look into it.
So when you, the automatic,
Yeah, I just go with the laptop. Yeah, I go with the laptop, and it just reads it.
We're hoping we get new water system, we put those in. So
Yeah.
So this system is a little more. We pay $28.50 a year for G-Works. I can also tell you from the amount of support that we get, we have an issue to where our accounts, they won't connect to the database randomly. The director of client success told me that there was an error from whenever an account is connected to the database. When it loses connection, it has this error. After 3 attempts, I still can't get an answer from him as to what causes it. I got the wonderful little tech support slough off answer, and so I threw a couple error codes back at him with a little flex, never heard back. So we're getting no support from him. It's a pretty antiquated version that we have. I know they have a CityWorks portal and everything now that's a lot more expensive. So we would be paying more for current software. What we would get out of it is, again, at-a-glance billing. It's a web portal, so whoever's reading the meters can actually go to a web page on their phone, type in the meter read, and whoever is doing the bills can actually see it populate real time there. Again, it'll give us the alerts as to, either this consumption is half what it was before, is this consumption just is less than it was before, and it will auto flag for us, it'll auto alert.
The meter reads lower than what it was last month.
It will also then bring an alert, and whoever's reviewing it can say, okay, this meter needs to be redone again. You click a button, and it sends an email to whoever's reading the meters, and puts in a work order within its own system to do that. And then
You're saying it's going to save time and effort.
it is going to save so much time for the clerks. The possibility, and if our utility operator, hopefully someday soon we get one, doesn't like to do the thought of being on a phone, driving around meter readings, we can just print out the sheet from there just like we did before, and they can handwrite it, and we can hand enter it. We can load it up into an Excel spreadsheet, and we can import it. There's so many different options other than what we have now with G-Works.
And it's all one screen, you don't have to move from screen to different places in the
So how about training?
So their onboarding, they would give us, I believe they said it's a 6 to 8 week process. They will actually go through and they will convert all of our G-Works data into their system for us. One of their developers, they said, used to work for UBMax, so he's familiar with, that's who G-Works bought, who we used to use before, so they're familiar. They will, the first months of billing, we're going to do a side-by-side, so they'll be able to take a look and see, okay, so this is what your system says, this is what our system says, make sure it's okay before we go live. And then after that, they have ticket system, phone system. I believe it's just like during business hours support phone, but they have a ticket portal and email to send into after hours. I think it's a really great system personally, but that's just my opinion from what I saw. The reporting is great, it's very customizable, and it's great for user interface.
And even if we change what we have now to a newer version, our prices are going to be almost the same.
So, of their system, you mean?
Our system, if we renewed our system at a different level, newer level.
If we were to get some of the
Money
same
like
portals and
everybody.
everything, it would be about the same.
So, I mean, it sounds good. I'd still like to see what.
Oh yeah, and I would love to send you that information for your clerk.
Actually, yeah. And Striven is the billing software that we're using now.
What is it?
Striven.
Okay.
And like I said, but they're switching over
somewhere else.
because, and we haven't had it for more than a year, and they made promises they couldn't keep. It's not compatible with what we do. So it's not really a good system.
And there's, in that PDF deck that Brittney gave us, there should also be a couple cities that use them that we can actually call for referrals to.
Yeah.
It sounds like you basically do a self-balancing trade-off, which is for any additional expense that you're gonna put out, you're gonna recoup it by being able to work faster and have
In theory.
more advantages.
In theory. So.
I mean, I would like to see it working somewhere, like, just because, you know, he gave us this spiel, which was great, and everything looks really good, but I like to see work somewhere where it's,
Yep.
and look at it.
From the technical side of it, I can tell you they use AWS as their backbone. They have a standard EC2, SOC 2 security setup with it. They have had only one, because, you know, this is one thing I asked because our residence information is going to be in their system. They've had one security incident, and that was because a town did not require authentication for billing. And so somebody got a hold of some credit cards and literally kept trying different numbers until they got a couple that worked. That's the only security system they've had. And they have he couldn't remember if it was 99.999 or 0.9999% uptime. So
internet. Do we need better internet?
well, we're getting better internet.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, but with the building going into place and the time it's going to take us to do things, we're coming up on budget anyway. If we do this, I would personally like to see us do it at the beginning of the fiscal year, because it's a $2,500 setup fee one time, plus the $4,800 a year paid annually. Yep, exactly.
I guess we can take a look until.
I mean, is that something you guys would like to see more information on, or?
I think you did pretty good. Getting all the information.
Good, I was writing notes during that conference call.
Yeah. I just like to see what other towns are using and stuff like that way.
Do you want me to eyeball it, like, try to find somebody and just go watch it and use it?
Get a hold of them too.
Yeah, you find out who around, if there's anyone around.
Okay. I mean, they're very new, so it's.
It is new.
Okay, consideration, discussion, action on purchase of a small utility trailer.
That one's kind of on me. I told you I was gonna go down and check on them. We have got 4 or 5 pumps. We've got 3, I don't know if I think they're 3-inch.
I know we used to have a lot of pumps. I didn't know what it was. I just
We
knew
have,
there was a bunch
we have
in there.
a big generator.
Yeah.
We have a couple of 2-inch, and I think we got 1.5 inch. And what I suggested was, since we've got this stuff scattered everywhere, there's already a truck box down there. And the one on the top, I don't think would suffice because it would barely hold the pumps. The second one would be just about right. We could mount truck box on the front of it to hold all the hoses or everything, or I can take it and have it decked out with a rack that we could put the hoses into. The only question was whether they wanted, John thinks we got the money on hand, not necessarily immediately, but I want to get the pumps checked out and get them running first before I go wasting money.
We need to have those pumps checked out.
Yeah,
I know they're sitting there.
I messed with them. They'll turn over, but I think they've been sitting so long that the gas is not letting them fire. Yeah. So they need to be completely clean. They look clean, but they're just not going to fire without being,
Flushed.
Yeah, flushed and everything. So I want to send them off first and get them to where everything's running. The generator needs to be running and completely. I got it fired up, but it about choked me out in a matter of minutes because it was.
Well, you're in that metal building.
Well, as soon as it fired off, it was just because it was running sour fuel.
Oh, yeah, you got your
Yeah. So, but I wanted to see what everybody thought about getting that trailer and decking it out like you see, like the big blue one that they've got up here that they're working on the highway with. Setting it up kind of in that same manner that we have all the pumps on it. So we can pick everything up and move it to one location, set out what we need. If we need to go to multiple locations, we can do it.
At one time we had a small trailer.
We do have a small utility trailer, but this would be set up specifically for that.
Well, I've been saying, I just didn't ever see us use it. I didn't know if we still use this trailer or not.
We used it over on Dwight's that day, but, it's big enough to put the zero turn on that, so. But that's $699, that's cheap as you can get.
Yeah.
And I would be more than willing to do all the work to finish decking it out, just the way, like I did my tow trailer and everything else, put a deck, get a deck on there, then do it piece by piece. I could probably get any welding done up at the school and have a welding ag teacher and then students do any welding work, put a rack on it.
Yeah.
To hold the hoses and everything.
The hoses, like I said, the only thing, if you do something like that, you're going to have to make sure it's inside.
Right.
Because the hoses, that weather start tearing the hoses up.
Well,
the same place where they're jetter.
It would be like a truck box and then have an elevated, like a rack on a plumbing truck with like the side boxes angled so that you could put them into it and lock them up. There would nothing be out in the open.
Yeah.
So even if it did sit outside, they would be enclosed.
Okay. Yeah, I think first thing we need to do is get those things.
Yeah, first thing I want to do is send the pumps off. And there's two places, did we find out whether Greenfields is still running?
No.
They're out.
Yeah,
We're
I
placing
heard they
still
shut
water,
down.
otherwise I'd have to take them
I
to the
went through
city.
Cushing the other day and it looked like it had lawnmowers and stuff.
Yeah, I heard they shut down, but that's what Nathan was saying, that we need to check on.
So there's a place in Greenfields, there's running still water. If not, I can load everything up in my pickup and we can find a place in the city and I can haul them up there.
Is this the same kind of engines that you have on like side-by-sides and lawnmowers and things?
Kind of, but not quite, no.
Because we had
They're
a
riding lawnmower engines, basically.
we had a gentleman come out and look at our riding mower that came out to us and did it, and he was.
Yeah, there is a guy that, one of the residents that's been advertising doing local stuff.
Oh yeah.
To, the first thing they need to do is be power washed, take it out of the bin, which that kind of goes backwards to, we gotta get that garage door open before we can do anything.
Shut the next item.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that's also on mine is, I managed to get it unlatched and I could lift it about 6 inches.
Do we have money to buy a nice shiny utility trailer with everything with the grant seat repair going on?
I need a little time. I need a couple of months to
Right.
back out.
And that's why I said the backing out the trailer, I want the pumps running before I bother trying with the trailer. Because there's no sense in putting the trailer together if there's nothing to put. But that gives
We
me
got some
time
pretty
to
good
plan it
projects
out.
too.
But I want the pumps running. See how
Cheap, you just-
it's not fit on a pallet,
Okay.
but that gives me room for a truck box.
9.5, consideration, discussion, action on a utility shop's overhead bay door.
The last quote that we had for that bay door was $23.80. I emailed him for an updated quote and discount garage door. If you got the last quote from.
Have you contacted overhead doors in Stillwater?
I haven't done those. I just went back on an email where we got the last ones and just haven't like updated that.
Yeah, overhead doors in Stillwater, Lee,
I'll call them tomorrow.
they're pretty decent prices.
These are numbers for that one.
Miller and Shawnee.
I don't know. I just used overhead doors in Stillwater.
Yeah, I know they
They
moved
I think
3-4
mine
times.
was like $1,200.
What's wrong with the door?
Everything.
Yeah, everything. The whole thing is gonna have to be replaced.
It
Like
looks like
tracks
it's
and
been,
everything?
yeah, it's been backed into, it's the framing and everything is wonky and,
So we're gonna have to redo the framing also?
well, it's the arc.
The track, where the tracks
The
are.
hard track.
Yeah.
Thing on them, the panels, if they get the panels, they just replace the panels that's damaged, and then you won't have to worry about the other doors.
Yeah, they might be able to,
Save something.
might be able to save some of the track. The casters,
I don't think the tracks are.
the
because we
casters
have, like,
and the door
chunks out of
panels,
them and
they're
but
fun.
the casters have like gouged them out
Yeah,
or whatever, but
yeah.
yeah, it's very bad.
But at the same time, if we really wanna do it right, we need to put a threshold in it too, because it's just coming down on the curb.
still have to take care of the water problem there too, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean,
Aaron
it wouldn't be that
Aaron
hard.
started it.
Aaron started it. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's,
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to just block a threshold into it, but it needs something to be able to come down flat and solid.
I guess some more quotes or some more estimates and what we have to do and we'll talk about next month. Any new business?
I had put the fire station in on there, but we had already talked about it.
I wanna make a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Ricky, yeah.
Okay, go ahead. See you guys later.
I'll let you know.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Right, Mike.
See you next Monday.
Do they have your email address?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I can email you the software.
Thank you, sir. Kelly.
Okay, you guys have a good night.
Cheers.
No, I said the semi all the time, so when I go to get up, I had here. And then I'm like walking. Ain't my truck.
Yeah.
If it was my truck, it would be a whole different brand.
Got one of those nice neck pillows for airplanes, and I'll tell you, they work pretty well.
I have talked to the vents up there or whatever. Okay. I haven't talked to it. In fact, she called me.
Tonight's meeting will be a good source for you next week.
Oh my gosh.
She told me.
Sorry, I only do dark
The tribe or whatever, they have people who live there, so for my cousin.
You only do it dark. Can't get it darker.
Low maintenance.
All right, you. This guy's not gonna walk like me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, house is smaller.
Hey Nate, with the chairs?
Everything was out.
Everything's out? Leave it out
Yeah,
there.
I think we did something earlier.
I have no idea what it
We
is.
didn't have to.
Should we still put some on anyway?
Maybe.
Alicia's pretty good to go, so I don't see how I
I'll go back to the 17th, you will get it. Cause that would be the. Tryon Keith. Yeah, Elk City.
I know I'm not the only one that's